went perfect to this. This is my mom, and in this picture she is 16 years old, and yep, you guessed it, that's me. Unfortunately, at this age, she wasn't really looking for a child, so she wasn't really sure what to do with me, so she thought that the best idea was to keep me hidden. My mother didn't want my grandma or grandmother to figure out that I was born, so every day before she went to work, she would take out this little crib and she would put me inside it. Even though it was filled with all her junk, she still put me inside of it. She popped little holes in it for me so that I could breathe, and she'd just leave me there, all alone. But unfortunately, my grandma did find me, and that's when all of the trouble started happening. Almost every night, I would hear my grandma scold my mom, and it made me cry so bad, and I don't think my grandma liked that. To be honest, I didn't really think she liked me too much. Before I knew it, my grandma got out this car seat, she put me down, and something strange happened. She took me at this large thing, which I didn't know what it was at the time, and we headed outside. When we walked outside, my grandma was talking to someone on the phone. I couldn't recognize who it was, but it didn't sound like Mom. But when we were outside, it was so magical. There was butterflies and flowers and trees, and it smelled so refreshing. Until I came face to face with this big blue thing. I can't even explain how scary it was. At that moment, my heart started pounding and I didn't know what to do. Before I knew it, Grandma started taking me to the car. I was so scared, I didn't know what to do. And then she opened up the door. And before I knew it, I was thrown into this. I didn't even know what to call it. It was probably the scariest moment of my life. She just threw me in there without any mercy, and she just didn't even tie up my seatbelt. And then all of a sudden, the car started moving. I didn't know what to do. I screamed and I cried, but my grandma didn't seem to care at all. And that's when we just drove away. It was a very long car ride, so I fell asleep. But before I knew it, I started hearing something. It sounded like a baby crying. So I opened my eyes. And the first thing I saw was other children. Where had my grandma took me? To a playhouse? Then I looked around, and it didn't look like anywhere I've ever been. There was older kids, and there was younger kids, and I didn't see my grandma anywhere. All of a sudden, I started hearing the girls laughing. Then the baby started crying again. Was the whole world against me? Did my grandma just drop me off here for no reason? Am I a disgrace? And all of a sudden, I heard a nice, soft little saying hi. I looked, and this lady appeared. She had to bend down because I was too tiny, and she said, "It's gonna be all right. I promise." She kissed me on the forehead, and she walked away. 2 years have passed, and a lot of people that I've known has been gone, but there's still some people that stay here, including me. I so wish my mother. And at that exact moment, I heard a familiar voice. I decided to crawl over, and what I saw next made my heart shatter in happiness. Mom? I hugged her with all my might, and I missed her for all those 2 years. I didn't know how life could be without her, and I had to feel that for 2 years. She came back for me. From all this time, she actually came back for me. It was like a miracle. And then she put me down and she went back to the room. After about 30 minutes or so, Mom signed a piece of paper, and then she took me out back to that blue thing. Mom took me back to the car, and I was so excited to see it. But then I looked inside the seat, and I saw somebody in my car seat. Who is that, and why was she with my mother? And then it struck me. All this time, my mom had been having another little girl and just forgot about me. Why would she do that? All right, honey, let's get in. Before I knew it, she put me in there with a stranger I didn't even know.